It's Jamie here again with Iconic Effects. It has been a while. I know, I do apologize that I haven't had a video kind of up for a while, but I was in the middle of moving. So the move is now officially done. I'm settled into my house, or into my home, I guess you could say, and I'm settled into the studio. So before, which a lot of people do, a lot of us makers work out of our house, because let's be honest here, studio space isn't cheap, and you know, whatever, it's just easier to obviously work out of the house. So for the most part, the majority of us, any of us type of guys, tend to work out of the house. I actually got an actual studio now, and that, you know, doesn't make me any better than anybody or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not slagging off anybody who works out of their house. I actually think that's a smarter way of doing it. I just don't have that kind of room right now. But studio's not quite as big as I want it to be. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It just, for right now, it's not as big as I want. But everything's kind of settled in here. I don't keep all my molds here. I kind of bring them. I bring them when I need them. I take them home when I don't. One thing though about being here that has helped out, to be honest with you, is that it's made me a better worker. I've always been really fast on shipping times and things like that, but when I mean better workers, I mean actually starting to do other things. One of the things, which I'll show you, is I made this yesterday. This is kind of terrible. This is actually a Clooney foam filled, or a foam bust is what this is. And you can see here I tried to kill him. Okay, not really. That was a big gaping air bubble that ended up happening. And the nose wasn't complete, so I actually took some clay and kind of made Clooney a little nose right here and kind of finished his lips, since those are all jacked up too. But we're actually going to remake this. But one reason why I did this is so I could actually start sculpting. I've sculpted a few things before, but nothing big, and mainly because I haven't had the patience for it. When you work out of your house, at least for me, I get distracted. I want to play video games or surf the internet or other things. So I said, fuck it, you know, now that we have a space to work in, we're gonna start sculpting. And I have a cowl that I actually want to sculpt. Actually, I have a couple cows I want to sculpt that I would rather do with clay as opposed to doing it in ZBrush, which I actually am getting ready to get also. Let's see here. So the other thing that's kind of going on besides that is I'm working on remolding the returns cowl. Now, before I left California, I made a mold, but mainly that mold was to kind of protect it in shipping. Or not shipping, but for the move. I really wanted to make sure the ears didn't get damaged or the nose didn't get damaged, and if it did, I at least had a mold that I could pull a new master out of. The problem is the silicone in the mold came out a little bit thin. Really unusual, because that's the first time I've ever made a mold that came out kind of thin. Now, I did 5 layers of silicone. 5 layers of silicone is actually pretty thick for the most part, usually. But for whatever reason, this came out a little thinner than I wanted to. What's interesting is I made another mold not that long ago that also I made a bigger torso mold, same silicone, also came out thin in a few areas, which I thought was really interesting. So I don't know whether it was maybe just a thinner material or what the deal is, but it was first time using that silicone, and overall I do like it. Because its cure time is unbelievably quick, but I think we're going to use it mainly for doing block style molds. So molds you just basically pour the silicone in. I think it's going to be better for that as opposed to like cowls or armor or whatever. So we're going to be switching to using, I think at this point I'm really leaning towards using Smooth On's Rebound series, which is their Platinum series, anytime I need to make a mold of a resin copy. If I was to remold one of my urethane copies as an example though, you couldn't use that because it's a platinum silicone and it would have cure inhibition issues. But either way, so we're working on kind of cleaning up the returns. We refilled back in the eyes with some clay. I kind of filled in around the base scallops, as well as kind of fixing up this one area right here I didn't like. The reason why I filled it in around the scallops is because there actually was a little bit of a lip. And that lip could potentially cause casting issues over the long term. Or not over the long term, but anytime I make a piece, it would kind of create issues. This will actually be the 3rd time I'm molding this thing because I've just not been happy with the first 2 molds. So I'm gonna do it a 3rd time. Let's see, I'm like, that's kind of the only thing really kind of going on right now is we're working on this. Kind of trying to get a new Affleck cowl going. I sent that off to the printers a couple days ago, so I'm kind of excited about that. I got some real things in the works. So if you guys have any questions about what we're doing here, or any questions for me at all, by all means, feel free to send me an email, info@iconic-effects.com. Again, go on the website, check it out if you want to. And till next time, nerds, I'll be seeing you.